take one, we're going to do a full run through. All cameras should be sunk on this.
I'm back. I'm sitting with my mother. I'm on to the end of the second is my mother, Alberta Hampton. We're sitting here discussing some issues again with the black community. And so my mother and I were sitting here discussing about the public school system and how they have kind of become a situation where they build these jails based upon
fifth graders. Test
scores. But I have a question, Mom. What are black children?
They gotta go to school somewhere now.
Why do we put so much trust and faith in the United States government and local governments to educate black children? What has the government ever done for black folks?
You know what, Walter? When people pull together, band it together to raise ask anybody.
Go ahead. Black people band together.
They used to educate them.
The public school system.
Oh my God, yes. They used to educate them.
Okay, because the schools were just desegregated in the late 60s. Many of the schools were shut down for a year or two when this desegregation took place. I don't think black folks have ever been given a proper education in the public school system. You said yourself you had a teacher that put you in the back of the room and said that black folks couldn't learn.
That was years and years ago.
You don't think that
was in Decatur, Michigan.
You think that situation has not changed?
I saw you all go through a public school system.
In Gary, Indiana.
Okay. What we did in Gary, Indiana, we can do in Atlanta, Georgia.
Now, you and I both agree Gary, Indiana had a very good school system, am I correct?
I believe it can be done here in Atlanta.
Since we've been here in Atlanta.
Parents to sit around the table, and that group grows and grows and grows.
What made Gary's school so special? Why were those schools so good when we came down to Atlanta? This stuff was so crappy down here.
It was the parents' participation. They put a demand on the school system.
So the parents in Gary were more demanding.
They put a demand on the system. When they had a school board meeting.
Would you say that Atlanta, because Gary was up north, you have more you have people who earn a higher income in Gary. I want to go point, Gary had a large middle-class black population, right?
Mm-hmm.
These parents wanted something for their children.
Absolutely. These parents here want
So when we came to Atlanta and came down here amongst all this poverty and despair, not saying that Gary didn't have any poverty, but Atlanta, the difference was Atlanta was a predominantly mostly middle-class black city when there was money there. Before they all got skedaddled out by all the white folks running Maryville. But when we moved to Atlanta in 1989, what did you see here in Atlanta? Because I got out more than you did in the city. But in 1989, when I moved to Atlanta, I was shocked at the level of poverty that I saw here in the city. These niggas were struggling down here. And nothing has changed. They still struggling. Some of these neighborhoods were all horrible. Where we sit right now over here in Kirkwood, Mama, did you ever come through here, Kirkwood 20? Did you come to East Lake Meadows? Did you see, I was running around with friends who lived in Atlanta. And they would take me to their home and I'd be like, oh, this is how y'all live? I'd be in total shock. I didn't know people live like this. They lived like, it was East Lake Meadows. Did you ever go to Techwood Homes? Near Coca-Cola headquarters, Techwood Homes, East Lake Meadows, bank headquarters. All my friends were living in these housing projects that were horrible.
Wow.
And we would go in there and they'd be like, oh, we're going to go to my mama's house and spend the night. I'm like, and we would get there and I couldn't sleep because I was in total shock. How are we going to sleep inside this environment? They was comfortable and I'm like, okay, I won't go home.
This is the problem. They've accepted the conditions of where they live at, probably because they don't know any better.
Now, there was some housing projects in Gary.
Probably because they didn't know any better.
But nothing like here. They had massive housing projects down here.
With a lot of people that...
They're all gone today. But back then...
That's all gone today.
Most of the housing projects are gone. All of them are.
Not on Bankhead. They're still there.
Well, no, they're gone. They tore them down. They're gone. There are some... They rebuilt some of the communities. But they're, for the most part, those massive projects, East Lake Meadows, Techwood Homes... All these housing projects they had around town were torn down and gone. Even right there on Memorial Drive, as you're going into the city, right there on the left, they built that new apartment complex. That was called Georgia. What was that called?
Where was it at again?
Right on Memorial Drive, right up the street. You go up Memorial Drive all the way down. As you get closer to downtown, it's a new community of apartments that they built right there. There used to be a housing project on both sides of the street. It was horrible. But my friends, this is their homes. I think it was Capital Homes. It was terrible. And I would go to my friends' places. And be like, Mom, I'm having dinner.
I never saw Capital Home when it was
boy. Mom, I guess because you didn't really get out like I did.
Must have been.
And I would go, and they would be like, "My mom was cooking dinner today. Are we having a cookout over here?" And I'd go over there, and I'd be like, "Wow!" Especially Techwood Homes. Ooh, Techwood Homes was scary to me because it was all these cinder block buildings like a jailhouse. It was shocking to me how these people were living in Atlanta, and they were just as happy as can be. Like, this is home.
Okay, so you're seeing the product of these children that lived in that type of environment growing up now.
That's why Atlanta has all these problems. Although they rip all this stuff down, they didn't take the poverty away.
They did not, because that's a mental thing.
It's still here.
Yeah.
And you go out and they moved. They shifted a lot of folks out to Clayton County.
And there was too much drugs. Way too much drugs and alcohol.
I don't think the drugs and alcohol has changed.
Huh?
I don't think the drugs and alcohol
It hasn't. It hasn't. Most of these kids are in school. They're drugs and alcoholics, and they don't realize they have no future like that. They have no future. Somebody has to come together.
This goes back to what I was saying, Mama. You all seem to think that the public school education, the public school system, is our only option for education.
For right now, it is.
That has to change, Mama.
But it is for right now.
Do you
understand that?
How's it right? We're going to continue down this path again?
It is.
How much longer do we have to continue down this path?
You have got to bring people together to let them know that there is a better way for their children.
But it's not working.
Nobody ain't came together yet. I ain't heard nobody come together. Like that school right there, that last chance school, I don't see any parents up there busting the door down. I don't see nobody.
Well, you and I both know this school right here is for people. Most of these kids probably don't even know who their parents are. You ever thought about
that? No, I never thought about that.
Most of these kids.
But then they got to have surrogate parents then. People have got to get up off their butts and start getting into these schools so we can solve some of these problems that we're having.
Let off, getting people off their bus and opening up our own schools.
No, well, that's going to take a while because it's going to take money.
Why? We got to get the money together.
You can go into a school.
Well, why not bring, like you say, bring everybody together like we're saying?
We can go into a school system because I've seen it done. If enough people go into the school system, the superintendent will come in and ask them, what do you want us to do to improve the teaching in this?
They have an excellent superintendent for Atlanta Public Schools right now.
Well, then you can go in,
but she's too busy on the north side of town dealing with the who folks. Then the man and what folks? White folks. They take up all her time.
Yeah, because so that would leave it open. People have got to be more dedicated. They've got to be more dedicated
on the north side of town. She stays real busy on the north side of town.
Because somebody's being dedicated.
The white folks take me. You get your man over here.
You ain't got nothing to worry about. You see how they build their schools and make them look so beautiful.
Then they spend a fortune on it.
And what they do for
do you believe in white privilege?
No, I don't. I believe just the same as black privilege. If you stand up and open your mouth, you get attention. I've seen it done before.
So let me get this straight. You'd rather us put all our efforts into the public school system and fighting for that instead of taking that effort and opening up our own schools.
They'll take those schools and turn them over to you. All they want to do is see if those children are educated.
You sure about that?
I know about that. All they want to do is educate.
The United States government wants to educate these black children.
You know what? If you insist that they do it, they'll do it. But now everybody's walking around drugs. There's something wrong with people. The schools are not, they don't ever go to school, boy. Eat at school, boy. Sit up all night playing games. I wish somebody would sit up all night playing the game. We're going to sit up and read a book, do some English, do some writing skills. How are children going to learn if the parents don't grow up? Huh? They've taken, who's taking over the schools?
What?
Those people that are like superintendents and what is it, like they buying these jails up? They're buying the schools up. because they don't have enough parents interested in it. It's our fault.
Well, I agree. We play a part in the role.
It's our
However,
fault.
I just think
I
think we're fighting a losing battle with the public school system. We got to start.
Now, did I say that we wasn't? What did I say that we should do?
You're trying to say put all this time, effort, and money into trying to correct something that we may not be able to correct.
It's just like a marriage.
All right,
it's just
Mama, I have
like
a
raising
question
your
for
children.
You grew up in the church, right? And then you switched to the Jehovah's Witness religion. Do you think you can go into these churches and change their thought process about certain stuff?
I do. I mean, for the first thing, I would not go into a 30,000 member church trying to change their thoughts, and I would start small and work up. I see it every day. Churches are not,
So you think you can change these churches? Their philosophy, their thoughts,
I wouldn't even try to change the philosophy of the church. If I didn't give 5 or 6 members to hear what I had to say, that would be a change right there. Because then they'll take their changes and they'll meet 5 or 6 people.
And answer this, because I'm curious. Are you basing your thoughts about the public school system and possibly being able to change this? Is religion playing a factor in this? Are you hope?
No, it isn't. I'm telling you what I saw coming up.
What I mean is, are you praying that something will change? Do you think that something can change? Do you believe people actually can? Do you think the public school system can be changed where it will benefit black folks? Because I don't.
I do.
And then are you basing this on your religious beliefs?
I'm basing it on raising children in the public school system with involved parents. That when we went into the school system, the superintendent would meet with us. And because they need us.
Are you referring to Gary, Indiana? Which is a different environment, of course.
Okay.
We had a black teacher. We had a black environment, black teachers, black superintendent. You had everything pretty much black in Gary, right?
Yeah. Everything was black.
Any white folks in Gary at this point?
Ain't no black.
White folks have fled.
Ain't no white folks in this point in these children's life nowadays.
Oh, of course not. But white folks are part of the thing about Atlanta public schools that concerns me. Half the city's white, the other half is poor, black and poor. Whites are pretty well off on the north side of town. The blacks are poor, living in poverty. So all the resources from Atlanta public school end up where?
Of course, they're going to take
white folks.
This is what I'm telling you. If we got enough black folks, like the white folks is standing up, they go in there and tell them what they want for their schools. They let them know we're not going to tolerate this and we're not going to tolerate that. They have to listen to those people. And they have to do accordingly. If we got together in our schools as going in there and letting the superintendent and everybody else know, we want our children educated. We want teachers that are qualified to educate them.
And you rather do that.
And you got to start somewhere, Walter. Now, you started with this video, then you're going to be on television.
I would like to be on television one day.
You never can tell. You just might be there. A lot of people start like this.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm confident. I'm comfortable. What I like about my YouTube channel, I don't have nobody standing over me. Because Mom, I've had all types of opportunities come on. We don't downplay your homosexuality. We don't want you to be gay no more. We don't want you to be too black. We don't want you. I ain't got time for that mess. Here, I can be whoever I want to and cuss out whoever I want to and say what I want to say. I can control this.
That's one.
That's why we need to be in control of our own children's education, because we control the curriculum. The education we can control. But you still want to go to be.
Set you down, Walter. They will bring in the books and the materials that a company wants to put in the school system.
And we get to choose.
And the parents get to go through them and decide if they want this material in their schools. I mean, they could possibly be doing it down here. I'm not certain. But I know the schools would be a lot better. If we have one school.
But what you described, if we did this and we create our own schools.
But you know,
we have so much control.
You are creating your own schools slowly but surely, because a lot of schools have been turned over to the parents.
Mama, do you believe in Satan the devil?
Of course I believe in it.
Do you think that Satan the devil is going to let you control certain aspects of his role? You're going to sit down. Can you sit down and negotiate with Satan the devil?
You know what?
Ask yes or no. Can you sit down with Satan the devil and negotiate with him?
In Satan's butt and kick him out. You have authority over him. Tell him to get the hell up out of here. We're going to educate our children. I'm tired of looking at black children being deprived because black people won't get up off their tails.
Mom, we got to do our own thing.
Walter, you can do
We can't
your
keep
own
watching.
thing.
We cannot continue to fool.
But
If I had the money, Mama, if I had the cash, I'd open up a school in a heartbeat.
And I sure would appreciate it.
Because I know what our community needs. We need to be in control of our children's.
But right now, we don't have that money. And this is an opportunity. This
You
is
don't think black folks can round up this money, Mama?
I don't know what black
How much
folks can
Creflo
do.
Dollar spend on
I ain't even going there with you. I don't know nothing.
How much did he spend on that church?
I have no idea. I'm not even worried about Creflo. If that wasn't his calling to open up a school and they out there dealing with all them people, that's his business.
How many mega churches are in Atlanta? I don't really know. I know there's Creflo. I know it's Bishop Eddie Long's mess. I mean, he gone.
Charles Stanley, but that's white church. But there's probably a lot of blacks out there now. But you know what? The church will back you up if you come into a situation where you really want to do something. I believe that with all my heart.
Don't you find it odd? Don't you find it odd that in all these 30 years we've been in Atlanta, we don't know of any prestigious black-owned private school in Atlanta?
Well, there's one over there. They're opening up. What do they call those schools where charter schools?
Still,
now, there's some charter black schools that are opening.
They're
up.
not private though.
Yes, they are.
No, well, they're still considered public.
Not the ones I'm talking
They're using
about.
public funds. Charter schools use public funds to fund their school systems. They take it from the money is approved by the school boards for these school systems. And it's not a program where we're in control, we own it, we're funding it, we're choosing this.
I think we both need to get up one day, go to the board meetings, go and visit some of these charter schools, find out how they're operating. I mean, you got to start with some knowledge.
Let me go back to that question I asked you about Satan the devil. Because I know you're not going to be able to change Satan the devil's mind on certain stuff. Satan the devil going to be who he is. If he just going to be who he is. I don't believe in Satan the devil. But I understand the principles of what he's supposed to be. But there are some people on planet Earth who are Satan the damn devil, and they don't want you niggas to succeed.
We all know that.
They've been like that forever.
We all know that.
We all
know.
They're not going to want you to succeed, and they're going to try everything in their powers to stop you from succeeding.
We are all very aware of that. But the Bible,
so you think you can go into their environment?
I think, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay.
I really do believe that we could go, because see, God sometimes wait for people to get up and do things so that he can back them up and send Satan on down the street. But as long as we just sitting there talking about it, twiddling our thumb, he waits. When you move, he moves. That is a known fact.
I'm just the thinker that we need to begin the process of building homes.
I have no problem with that. I think it would be great. But right now we get
enough of this public school system
but we get too many kids. They can't go home and sit down because we'll really be in a big jam then. We got to work with what we get.
You take the best
until
of the
we
best
can do better.
You test these kids. You take the best of the best, and you.
Then you want to have class here? We'll set up some chairs and everything.
I'm not an educator.
I mean, seriously. We'll find some educators. Got to start somewhere. A lot of people have started in one room and things like that to educate children, and they've done it successfully. It's not hard to teach a child.
Well, we have different opinions about this. But Mama seems to think that your public school system can be changed. I don't.
I do.
I
really do. I really do.
I think that there's some things in place that are going to be very complicated to try to fix that are just probably not worth the hassle because of the environment that we're in.
The school,
you believe in racism, Mama?
The school belongs to the people, Walter. We can't keep giving them what belongs to us. We've got to stand up.
Well,
and then if we're doing good, then we start getting money. Because when you get money, when you do good, you go prosper.
Well, we're running out of room on this recording. They have a message up here. We have to end this video, so I don't want to lose what we have. We're going to conclude this here now. Anyway, today was, what was today? Tuesday the 20th. This is Walter. We have, second my mother, Albert Hampton. We have different thoughts and opinions about this.
No, we got the same thoughts. It's just that I've done it before and seen it happen.
In a different environment. Gary, Indiana versus racism.
So that means it can still happen then, right? If it happened in one city, it can happen in another city. In another city. We've got to educate our children.
Oh, I agree.
They should not bring games into the home when they have small children in there. They should be reading books. They should be learning how to do everything, preparing them for
So
school.
you have to educate these parents on that too. What they should be bringing to their homes.
A lot of people would appreciate that. They should not be bringing those games in with the children walk through the door. Look at that boy that killed all them people. 15 hours a day he was sitting on a game.
Oh yeah.
Or shooting.
They said that he should have been institutionalized is what I'm hearing now. From the guy in Florida.
Mm-hmm. The best thing to do, Walter, is to go into a public school until you can do better. You're living in this nice house, but one day you want to be down there in a beautiful home, right? But you didn't stay out in the street because you couldn't find nowhere else to live. Couldn't afford to pay $500,000 for a house. Same thing with anything. You start with a raggedy car, but look what you're driving now.
Well,
anything is possible.
We run out of time. I don't want to lose this footage because it'll crash this thing. I don't know what's going on with this laptop. Anyway, we're out of here today. It's Tuesday, March 20th. The year is 2000.
Probably need a new one.
No, I do need a new laptop. No, I just need to do something with my settings. Something's not right. I need to get a friend of mine to look at it. I just had a chance for him to come look at it. So if you like my videos, click like, share them with family members and friends. We're out of here for the day because it's almost 3:30. I got to run to the post office. Hope you all enjoyed our conversation, and we look forward to seeing you all again later. Bye.
But what I'm serious. We got.
This is a take one. We're going to do a full run through. All cameras should be sunk on this